All right, y'all. Look, we ain't gonna waste no time. We just gonna get right into this video. And please don't come after me for the title. I literally borrowed this title from another video. I was like, yo, they are ruthless for this title. Look, it's at the top of the screen. You see it up there. Look. Rude Fat 304 gets demolished by Andrew till she breaks down and rage quits. Let's watch.
The Equal Rights Amendment has not yet passed, so women are still not constitutionally equal to men. So for that to if that passes, draft me daddy. I'm ready to go.
So when you say women aren't constitutionally equal to men, and you mentioned the Equal Rights Amendment, what do you mean?
The Equal Rights Amendment.
Well, assume there's a panel here who has no idea what that is. Assume there's
I bet you she has no idea what that is.
viewers here who have no idea what that is.
The Equal Rights Amendment is actually...
Oh, let's have her answer.
Thank you.
I don't know. Wow, I didn't think you wouldn't know what the Equal Rights Amendment is.
Well, did I say
It's
I
just
don't?
that no, it's just that you it would be an amendment to the Constitution that you can't discriminate on the basis of sex.
You mean the 19th Amendment?
Yeah. No.
No?
No, it would be the ERA, the Equal Rights Amendment. You can't discriminate on the
What
basis
is the
of sex.
19th Amendment?
I don't know what the 19th Amendment is.
No.
Do you want to tell me?
Okay, can you pull up the 19th Amendment so we can read it?
But so this amendment, it's not clear to me how, because you said, so currently women aren't constitutionally equal to men. So I suppose where in the Constitution would it indicate or show that they're not equal to men?
You have the 19th Amendment? Okay, pull it up. Right of the citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Meaning, you're equal to men when it comes to voting. And if you're equal to men when it comes to voting, then that means that you can elect whatever politician you want to enforce your will just like we can. Totally equal. So
Then why didn't the Equal Rights Amendment pass?
Because it's not
Why?
about equal rights, it's about redefining the word woman. It redefines the word woman from biological woman with XX chromosomes to anybody who wants to identify as a woman.
Right.
It is a change in the very definition of what we just have all agreed as a woman.
So
All right, now with what she just said right there, you would think that would be the end of her argument. She just told her what the ERA, the Equal Rights Movement, was. But she's going to continue to talk as if she didn't just hear that.
So this said there can be
We're
no
missing the
discrimination
watermark.
based upon sex. There's
How long
only
has that
two.
been gone?
Even if you think a person can, whatever they identify as, they are that thing. Even the advocates for transgenderism would not say that they're the sex of. They would not say that they're the sex of. So a transgender female is not going to say that they have female genitalia. So the descriptor here for sex would work across the board for everybody.
Transgender female wouldn't say that she has female genitalia.
They would not say that they are females biologically.
She...
They would not say that they're biological. That's correct. They would say
I
there's
don't-
only two sexes. There's only two. There could only ever be two. One sex produces ova with large gametes. The other one produces sperm, which is small gametes.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's only two. Because there's only two reproductive pathways. Even the major transgender advocates do not say that there's more than two sexes. They say that there's hundreds of genders.
Okay.
But there's still only two sexes. So that amendment, the 19th Amendment, says based on sex, which would cover every human being.
Yep.
Every human being who currently exists in the United States, and not a one that would not cover, cannot be discriminated against based on sex when it comes to voting.
Did you
Not one.
read the Equal Rights Amendment?
Yeah.
Okay, so then how was this confusing?
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Like if you read the bill, then you would realize
Yeah.
that like the point of the ERA is not to amend the 19th Amendment, but to pass legislation to change the definition of woman. So if you read it like,
Yeah, I'm for that.
okay, but that doesn't. But why is women getting drafted contingent on whether you change the definition of
I
women?
just I don't understand why that's why would that be a difficult thing to pass? Like if the ERA is not a
Well,
thing.
that's two separate issues.
Is it?
Yeah.
But wasn't that a big topic that like Phyllis Schlafly was all about? Like if the ERA passes, women are going to be drafted.
Yeah, it would open the door to them being drafted, I suppose.
So the thing is the epitome of the straw man now, right? To create the arguments against people who never made them. So I most certainly never made such an argument. Brian most certainly never made such an argument. The argument that we're making is very specific.
Okay.
The argument is that if men can be drafted,
Sure.
right, and they can be, and they're forced to sign up for selective service, and they are, or else there's huge penalties against them.
Yeah.
If you truly believed in egalitarianism, why is it that you would not demand the same thing from women?
Because I don't think it's enough. I think that there needs to be more. I think that if it truly was equal, then the ERA should have passed no problem. And I think that
What would that have to do with women signing up, though, for the biological sex of female who's allowed to vote? Why is it that the biological sex of female?
I think we're getting into a different topic.
I don't think we are.
Jive Vanek donated $200.
No,
Even under a goofy
there's
concept
a
of gender,
trans.
2020 SCOTUS opinion Bostock v. Clayton already prohibits discrimination on the basis of orientation and gender identity. Quit playing wannabe lawyer.
But we don't even have to get that far. So pull up the 19th again. The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States by any state on account of sex. If that is true, then no human being inside the United States is going to not be able to vote, period, based on a sexual characteristic, period.
It's like she fails to, like when she looks at him, it's like her brain just turns off when he's talking. Look at her right now. Her brain is not on right now. He just stated something very, very clear. Everyone can vote. No matter what your sex is, everyone could vote. Conversation over. Your argument was incorrect, lady.
Okay.
So in your
the equal rights is okay.
Hold on. So we can get into the Equal Rights Amendment component of this, but you said that women shouldn't be drafted because the Equal Rights Amendment still hasn't been passed, and women aren't constitutionally equal to men. That's the second claim. There is the claim that I want to investigate. You said women aren't constitutionally equal to men. Can you articulate how?
Well, I found in my notes, the ERA's equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged by the U.S. or by any state on the basis of sex.
I'm actually willing to go with this. I'm actually willing to engage with this. So you agree that this has to do with redefining what a woman is, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you think currently that transgender men have to sign up for selective service?
So are they assigned male or female at birth?
They're assigned female at birth.
And they transition to male?
Yeah, even before they reached 18.
Before they reached 18? If they're fully transitioned, then yeah, I would think so.
They don't.
Okay.
They do not have
Then
to
that should
sign up for
change.
the selective service.
Then that should change.
Okay, so what you have just demonstrated is that even if we're talking about the trans agenda, that trans men are also still not equal with trans
men
women.
are
They're
men.
still not equal with trans women.
Because they're men. Trans men are men.
Wait, hang on. If that's true, right, then how come they don't have to sign up for selective
They
service?
should have to because they're men.
Okay, they should have to.
Because they're men, yes.
So then, shouldn't trans women?
Trans women should what?
Shouldn't trans women, right? Shouldn't they be exempt under this?
Trans women shouldn't have to sign up
Yeah.
for yes.
Even though they're biologically males?
No, trans women are women.
Biologically male.
Trans women are women.
Yeah, but biologically they're
Trans
males.
women are women.
Yeah, but
Oh
you're
my God. Ha! Oh my God.
saying
Women.
anything.
You're not saying anything.
No, I
either.
am. I'm saying.
Yes, no, he actually is saying something. He said that they're biologically men. You're just saying trans women are women. Trans women are women. You're not saying anything. What he's saying means something. What you're saying means nothing. Lord have mercy on her soul.
They're
Something very specific.
biologically whatever, they're women.
Okay, got it. So what you're saying here is that you think that trans men who are born female should have to sign up for the draft, but that The ones who are assigned man at birth, assigned male at birth, they should be exempt from the draft.
If they are transitioned to women, identify as women, yes.
Why do they have to transition? Why couldn't they just identify?
Then they're women. They're whatever point they are. If they're a woman, then they're a woman.
Then it's equal.
Great.
Then it's equal between all of it, right? Because in this case, then biological men, if they say they're women, they don't have to get drafted.
Sure, throw that equal rights amendment up there, and we're all equal, and draft us all.
So, I just want to make sure I get this right. Right now, you agree that nobody can be drafted. No, I mean, nobody can be barred from voting on the basis of sex.
Right.
Do you think there's a third sex?
No, I think that there are women and men.
Yeah, do you think there's a third sex? How many sexes do you think there are?
I don't think that matters.
I think it matters. How many sexes do you think there are?
I think that this is like do you know any transgender people?
Yeah. How many sexes do you think there are? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that this is harmful to their...
Whether it's... Okay. Let's assume for a second that I don't think that transgender people don't understand that you can have a conversation about biological sex without going in and unaliving themselves. I don't think...
No, it's not about
that.
It's that you set like a precedent where... Well, you set a precedent of like, violence where my friends don't feel safe going to like their places of work.
What?
Or...
He ain't say nothing about... Nothing... Oh my God. Now she just talking... just to be talking. He's not saying anything that will put a transgender person in any sort of harm's way. All he's doing is mentioning trans people. And she feels like it's inappropriate for him to be mentioning trans people. She's just as bad as the trans people that feel like bringing up their name, like that nobody should bring up trans in any sort of conversation. That it puts them in harm's way somehow.
Yeah, but what would that have to do with whether they're
How is that
equal or not?
violence?
Well, when you're saying, like, when you have these arguments that, like, don't, like, trans women are women, trans men are men.
Fine.
And when you break that down...
Even if I say that, nobody's going to dispute that there's only two sexes.
Right.
If there's only two sexes,
Okay.
the 19th Amendment says that nobody can be denied the right to vote via sex.
Sure.
So all those trans people can vote.
Right, okay.
So then what's the inequality issue here?
That's what I said, so draft them all.
So then you think everybody should get drafted?
Throw the Equal Rights Amendment up there.
No.
Because if
Why
everybody's
do we
equal,
need the
then there
Equal
should be
Rights
no problem. If you know what? If there's no problem, and if we don't, like, we should have it then. Why is it such a big deal?
I think this word will sum this up perfectly. Redundancy. So, women already have, at least it's my position, are constitutionally equal to men. So even if...
I don't think so.
Okay, but
What
so
are
you're...
you asking
What do we
for?
not get?
What do we not
But-
get that you think we should get?
Bodily autonomy?
Okay, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But okay, so it's my view, though, that you're saying, well, we don't have this bill that is named and called entitled the Equal Rights Amendment, ergo, we don't have equal rights because
Right.
a bill that is titled the Equal Rights Amendment was not passed. But this bill, and I'm not super familiar with it. I'm not entirely sure if it is a redundancy, but the current state of affairs, the 19th Amendment, constitutionally, women are equal, but you made the claim women aren't constitutionally equal, so the burden is on you to articulate how women aren't constitutionally equal to men. And
I'm glad he broke it down that way. So for those of you who are watching that may have been confused a bit, hopefully you understood based off what he just said. Her issue is that because the ERA hasn't been approved, that she feels women aren't equal to men when the 19th Amendment automatically states that, women have the same rights that men do. All sexes, male and female, have the same rights to vote, to get anyone that they feel necessary in office. Cool, good. That should be enough for her, but it's not. She feels like because the ERA wasn't passed that women don't have the same rights. But yet she can't articulate what rights women don't have.
You cannot point to a bill just by virtue of the title of the bill, it not passing being evidence that women aren't constitutionally equal to men.
Thank you.
How is something called the Equal Rights Amendment not passing?
You can, okay,
I
the
feel like
title of
2
a
plus
bill,
2 equals,
hold on,
yeah.
the title of a bill is irrelevant.
Do you
It
think
might not-
do you think that North Korea is really a republic? Because it's called the Republic of North Korea.
Okay.
It's a communist dictatorship, but it is called the Republic
Right.
of North Korea.
Okay.
So that must be a republic then.
The Inflation Reduction Act only boosted inflation.
Okay. I just,
But, okay, so the contents of a bill might oftentimes have nothing to do with the actual title.
okay.
So you did make the claim, and women, that's separate from the Equal Rights Amendment, aren't constitutionally equal to men. So you're going to have to articulate how women aren't constitutionally equal to men.
I think that if they were, then the Equal Rights Amendment should have passed, no problem. That's all I have to say about the Equal Rights Amendment.
But-
That's it. That's all I have to say. I can't articulate more than that. That's my point.
But, I mean,
and
that's
then
not a
I
point.
also think that women would be able to have more bodily autonomy.
Okay, so we can get into that.
Okay.
Would you vote so that men couldn't vote on women's bodily autonomy?
Men couldn't vote. Like I don't understand in the context.
do you-
Yeah, I
would
feel like
you-
it would be yes.
You would vote so that men couldn't
In
vote
what
on women's
context?
abortion?
Yes, I would vote that way.
Okay, right. So that's the same reason that we vote that you don't have abortions.
But okay, well, there you go.
It's just like that. If you would vote that we couldn't tell you that you couldn't,
Well, that's a
then
fair
in a
point.
democracy, then
Then
we could
I'm-
vote in a democracy to tell you you can't.
Correct.
See?
Right.
Sure. Well, then I do think that's wrong, and I.
Well, okay.
So then
hold on.
voting's
Yeah.
wrong?
No, I think that I should backtrack my statement because I think that I think that everybody should have bodily autonomy. So if you want to vote for my right to not have control over my body, I do think that's unfair.
Well, okay, hold on. You know, we're
And I
getting into
probably
it.
shouldn't vote for you to.
Not going to allow you to weasel out of this. So you can try to bring up abortion, but that's a different conversation.
Argument, yeah.
So you stated, and women aren't constitutionally equal to men.
I don't think we are.
How?
You don't
I
think
don't
so?
understand how,
But that's
yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
asking.
I want to be
That's what I'm
convinced.
trying.
I want to be
Oh,
convinced.
Hold
to
on,
your
just let her
side.
answer. It's okay.
I remain unconvinced.
So you don't think we are. In what ways do you think you are not constitutionally equal?
I mean, I told you that I didn't think we were because the ERA didn't pass.
Oh my God, this woman is infuriating. How does she keep repeating herself and not saying nothing? I told you already. I don't think that we are because the ERA didn't pass. What does she not understand? That the title of the ERA and what is actually in the Constitution or what's in the ERA aren't the same thing. Yo, this woman couldn't explain nothing if they paid her to do it. I like them glasses though. They remind me of. Wait, no, those are. Never mind. Wait, hold on. Hers is glass.
Oh, can you give us an example?
That's the example I gave.
That's
Okay,
not
so-
an example.
If you don't like that one, then that's
No, I
fine.
mean,
you don't like it, then move
okay,
on.
but
Like a
hold on.
real-time example.
I'm sorry, y'all. She is infuriating right now. I'm sorry, y'all. She is irritating the life out of me.
I gave you abortion.
Wait, hold
Well,
on.
may I
Hold on.
because she explained what the bill was, but you never gave your explanation to what this means. So I keep wanting to know what do you mean this bill? Like, what is it to you? Like, what was denied? The right for trans men to be trans women and all of us to be the same thing, because that's how she explained it. Is that it's to universal, like all of us, to make trans women women. That's what this bill is? Is that
No,
what it is
I mean,
to
like,
you?
the definition of feminism is, like, to me, well, not even to me, it's literally the belief that women and men should be allowed to have the same rights.
Which we do.
And I feel like the Equal Rights Amendment says that.
So,
But
but
isn't the
what does it
19th just for voting?
But what I'm asking,
Yeah,
like, what does
well-
it
So
say?
why can't we have that for everything? If the 19th
have
is
it
just
for
for
everything.
voting.
Yeah, we do.
So-
Actually, hang on. This is a great question, and I would like to answer your
Okay.
question. If you can name a single right that you think that this is not applicable to, meaning men have it and women don't, I'm all ears. You say that women can't do abortions, neither can men.
Right.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Do you mind if I have some time to think about
Sure.
it? Okay.
So wouldn't
The fact that she has to sit here and think just goes to show you that she doesn't know what she's talking about. Because how are you so gun-ho, the fact that she got to sit here and think just goes to show you that she don't know what she's talking about. Because how do you hold a point so strong and you don't even have any sort of evidence to back up your point? That's literally the issue here. What he just asked you is the same thing that they've been trying to get out of you this entire time. Just had to reword it different ways every single time to get you to understand that you need a demonstration of a point in order for your argument to be valid. And you had to sit here and think of one? How do you not already have several in hand when you brought a little freaking list of stuff that you want to talk about? Oh my God. This is crazy. It's madness.
men be not as equal by not having a say in abortion as a woman does?
Right.
Man was there to make the
I mean,
baby.
it's both.
I
of
think
the-
that's a
right. I'm just asking.
While she's thinking,
it's not a debate. I'm
Nick,
just asking a question.
pull up the scroll up in the sources, the viewer count. All right, guys, there's 10,000 people watching on YouTube. Wow, big. And almost 2,000 over there on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube,
Jai Vanik donated $200. Ask her how she feels about Violence Against Women Acts. Federal laws in the US that increase penalties for violence against women but not men.
your thoughts?
Are you going to be mad if I make a generalization?
Nope.
Men are more violent than women.
It's not a generalization, that's a data point.
Yeah, that's gotcha.
One which I dispute, by the way.
Like the IPV rates? Yeah, the one directional IPV rates, yeah. Well, actually, really quick on that, I know it's kind of getting a little bit off topic. So, when it comes to romantic relationships, what about this data point? So, if we're looking at homosexual relationships, for example, so you have heterosexual relationships, gay men and lesbian women. They've actually found that, okay, hold on. Okay, we're fine.
You're good.
Sorry, guys, there's a little slip going. So, gay men have the lowest incidence rate of domestic violence. And then next up, in terms of couplings, you have heterosexual relationships. And then the highest incidence rate of domestic violence is actually in lesbian relationships. So, what are your takes on that? Like, how do you reconcile that?
That's
If
in
men are more
relationships.
violent, if men are more
That's in
violent,
relationships. That's not a
but removing men from the picture entirely when there's two women in a relationship together and two men in a relationship together, the rates among gay men having domestic violence in those relationships is the lowest compared to both heterosexual relationships and lesbian relationships, and it's the highest in lesbian relationships even compared to heterosexual and gay male relationships.
I would almost argue that like it's unreported among gay males.
Yo, that's what these type of women do. Instead of looking at the facts, the data that is right there available to you, they try to grab from this imaginary space, this imaginary place. I would argue that gay men don't report it as often. I would argue that they would have to report it more when it does happen because of just how physical they can get. The damage that can be caused by a man should be reported even more. Stop playing.
Wouldn't it
And
also
that's
be
like an
unreported?
incorrect data point. Like,
For
yeah,
lesbian women?
I just think it's no, because I think that like women would be more likely to report something like that, and I think that
Inside of your list of fallacies,
Yes.
did you write down the argument from incredulity?
no,
You did not write down the argument.
no,
from
Purdue didn't
incredulity.
have that one.
Yeah, it's not really an argument to say, well, I can't demonstrate this, but I just think that X is probably
Sure,
true.
okay, that's fair, but
Yeah.
I also don't think that equating what's happening in a relationship is the same as like what like men being like more violent overall.
But this was in context of this domestic violence.
Is
thing.
that what like the law is about? The violence against women?
Violence against women, yeah.
So that's a domestic, that's a law?
I believe it's about domestic
But don't you guys like
violence.
stand on the point that men are stronger than women?
Yeah.
So like,
has nothing to do
wouldn't
with
that
violence,
be a
though.
thing?
It wouldn't
Like,
mean that they're more
isn't
violent.
that
Exactly. Just because somebody is stronger doesn't make them more violent. What are we hearing here? What is this?
don't you want to protect like women
It
against
doesn't
the
make you more
strong men?
violent just because you're stronger.
I would think that isn't
For
the-
instance, there's going to be women who are stronger than other women, right?
Right.
Sure.
Would you then infer that that would mean that women who are stronger than other women would just be more violent because they're stronger?
No, but I think that I think that testosterone makes men.
So much of what she's saying has to do with what she thinks rather than what she knows. Y'all notice that? This is about what she thinks over what she knows, because if she knows something, then that would be provable data that we would be able to pull up and look at ourselves. This is about what she thinks, not what she knows.
And more violent.
Okay, but there's going to be higher rates of testosterone in stronger women than less strong women.
Okay.
So, I mean,
so
so this
then, yeah,
inference-
if they would have more testosterone, then they would be more violent. Yeah.
You think that testosterone is only going... So your inference is that testosterone equals violence?
Right.
I think that it can. Yeah, I think that
So
there's.
She go with that. I think, mess. She don't. She need to do more knowing than thinking, and clearly when she do some thinking, she don't be thinking right.
So can estrogen. Estrogen can cause...
Estrogen's a bitch. Yeah, she's not
Nick,
great.
really quick. Okay, guys, really quick before we get back into it, have you had some time to think about what rights?
No.
So what rights do women have that men don't? I'll give you a bit more time to think about it. Nick, can you pull up the view count really quick, guys? There's 10,000 of
The
you.
fact that that's her argument and she has no example, that's crazy. What are we watching?
10,000 of you watching on YouTube, 1672 watching on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv/whatever, drop us a follow and a Prime sub if you have one. Twitch.tv/whatever, drop us a follow and a Prime sub if you have one. It's been 1 minute since we last got a Prime, so I think it might have been like rebugged since a minute ago. Thank you. Oh, can you hide that? Yep. No, I should. Women, better be Matthew Scheck. Are we equal or are we not?
I will concede on the fact that I can't give you more evidence, but I don't believe that we are equal right now. So
Yeah,
I
she still can't give no evidence. Woman, you ain't talking about nothing.
apologize that I did not come more prepared.
Well, you don't need to articulate every single way in which
No.
you believe women are unequal.
You should just give one simple example. How is this your argument and you can't pull something out of your pocket very quickly, very easy to say this is how men and women aren't equal? How do you not have anything? This is crazy.
I would like to hear maybe one or two, though. I don't know if that's too much of an ask.
I don't think that we are just in like societal ways.
I don't think that we are societal way. You still ain't saying nothing.
But hold on. I don't know if this is considered
Well, that's the thing is like
shifting the goalposts or
okay.
Mon Bailey?
So what do you want?
Because your original claim was not societally, it was rights.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
then
you said
I
women aren't constitutionally equal to men.
Yeah.
And I think that's even different. I think that's a higher
So
threshold.
the 19th
Wait,
Amendment
hold
applies
on.
to
Let me just
voting.
finish.
Yeah.
I think aren't constitutionally equal to men is actually going to be a higher threshold for you to prove than just rights. But so I'm even willing to go down to just.
Oh, that's Rachel. That's old boy's wife right here. She left a comment. She says, "Why should men protect women? You said we are all equal and should be drafted." She said the feminist strikes again.
Rights. But so I'm even
Okay.
willing to go
Yeah.
down to just speaking about rights. So what rights do men have that women?
Maybe we could talk about like constitutionally then, because like I told you, I don't have the rights. I'm not more prepared, and I'm very sorry about that. Actually, I shouldn't be sorry. I'm just not more prepared.
But it's your claim.
Okay. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying is like I don't have that
But
information.
that's a really massive claim to make.
Okay.
That men have more rights.
I did not say that. I said women are not constitutionally equal to men. I
Okay.
believe that because the ERA is passed. You disagree with that point.
But I've tried to articulate that.
Well, I think that's
like,
fair. What
yeah,
about the
that's
ERA? What about the ERA will make women equal to men?
It passing.
Yeah, but what
Stupid! Stupid! Oh my god! He's so stupid! I'm losing brain cells again, y'all. I'm losing brain cells. God, look. I'm gonna go a little bit longer. We're gonna watch a little bit more. Cause I really want to see if they can get through to her. I really want to see. I hope something clicks at some point in this video. Yo, this chick got on a shirt says "Ban Male Podcast." Is she serious? While she's sitting here on the male podcast? I just noticed that.
What define it?
Wait,
Define it.
can I ask you a question? Wait, can I ask you a question? If there was nothing in the bill, and the title of the bill was purely Equal Rights Amendment, and there's just nothing
And
in the
women
actual
are
bill.
equal to men in the Constitution, and that's all it said. Yeah, great, pass it.
You idiot! You idiot! It basically already says that in the 19th Amendment.
That's what I'm saying.
But you're still not saying what you feel like you're.
Why it didn't pass? Like why?
Because it was political, and the name does not mean that is what is inside of it. That's what this person was trying to bring up in the super
Okay.
chat about the Violence Against Women Act actually not protecting women. It's just a name. If you're involved in politics, if you
Thank
follow
you.
this for a long time,
Thank
you know that they pass these bills and they put these bills up solely
Thank
so Democrats can look at you if you're a Republican and say, Republicans don't believe in equal rights for women, and then people
Okay.
believe it.
Okay.
Exactly. Like the fact that these people, like women like her or people like her in general, think that, oh yeah, pass this bill and it's just going to do it's just like the bill being passed is like a magical spell in the air. Now everything is fixed. Now there will never be violence against women. What? That's not how the world works, sweetheart. It don't matter if this bill gets passed or not. Violence is still going to occur amongst whoever it occurs to, male or female. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. Let's see if she starts to understand. If not, we out of here.
Okay.
So don't believe it.
If the issue is societal too, what is like just passing a bill gonna do? If it's like a societal norm issue,
I think
maybe.
I think it starts at those base levels.
Yeah, but how does that change your day-to-day
view.
life?
Right.
And view?
Wait, I actually have a question on this.
Oh my God. The fact that she just threw her head like that, like, what do you mean? It's going to change everything. Like, it's just there won't be any more violence against women. No. God. Oh my.
If the ERA was passed, what tangible changes would occur?
I think, isn't it true that like if the ERA passed, Roe versus Wade would have been protected more? So
What does that have to do with rights between men and women?
isn't that
Men-
a right to bodily autonomy?
Yeah, men have no reproductive rights, so you can't make this comparison. Men don't have a right to an abortion, or they don't have a right to prevent women from getting an
I
abortion.
don't know. My dad had to sign off on my mom getting her tubes tied.
I wish he signed off on it earlier, before you came.
That's a
this
right.
trope I hear about. I don't know
It's
if this
not-
She's dumb. I'm sorry. Him signing off on your mom getting her tube ties is not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. Him signing off is almost like, I am the overseer of her well-being and health after this. Him signing off on your mom getting her tube tied is not what you think it is. This woman, oh my God, I'm telling you, them tubes should have been tied. Or he should have got clipped or something before she came.
Not a trope, it actually happened.
I don't know if there's actually any validity to doctors requiring a spouse to consent to these things. Perhaps in years past, I have no idea if this is still.
It's crazy too.
It is more considerably harder to get your tubes tied than for a man to get a vasectomy.
Hold on.
No, my dad had to sign a paper.
Hold on. Wait, that has nothing to do with the consent of the spouse. Getting your tubes tied is a far more invasive procedure than a vasectomy. To start there.
They do often ask about spouse. They do often ask children, and they do play that.
I've
into
heard
a factor.
stories from men all over the country that when they went in to get a vasectomy, that the doctor demanded that they come in and do counseling first with their wife before they made the decision to have the vasectomy.
I don't think that's correct.
Well, right. So this is the thing.
There she go, thinking again. We know about what happened when she get to thinking. She just be wrong.
I don't think that it's correct to say that your dad had to sign off on the tube tying either.
I'm saying that it happened, but it shouldn't have. It should not be a thing.
I'm not sure that it did happen. If we're just using
okay,
infidelity,
well, if you're just going to call me a liar, then I can just go around the table and call y'all liars all night.
Okay,
well, but that's why we don't use an argument from incredulity. If you say to me, I don't think.
What about an argument from experience?
I don't think that happens. If you say to me, I don't think that happens.
What if it actually happened to me?
If it actually happens to you, that's different. But it didn't actually happen to you. It happened to someone else. But for you to say, I just simply don't think that that's true. If that you can assert that, then I just assert it about everything you say. Yeah, but I just don't think that that's true.
Right.
Yeah, but I just don't think that that's true. Right? That's why you don't make assertions or claims unless you can either logically demonstrate them, empirically demonstrate them, or in some way demonstrate them.
Thank you.
So the evidence, would you like me to get the paperwork or something?
That would be evidence.
Oh
okay.
I have to move off of the tube tying thing.
You can get paperwork on your dad signing off on your mom getting her tube tied, but you can't give us a single valid reason as to why you think men and women aren't equal. Just one. It's very, very simple. It's very easy to do. This is redonkulous.
But back to this. So if the ERA was passed, what would be the sort of tangible results when it came to the equality that women could expect to receive that they don't currently have?
Thank you.
That you can't articulate.
Great question.
I think that I said that Roe versus Wade would have been
Oh
more
my
protected.
God.
That's not true.
Well, then I like I said,
This is why I
told
asked
you
if
I
you read
don't
the
know.
bill.
Chrissy, do you know if in the ERA there's anything in there that has anything to do with abortion rights?
I think she's referencing making abortion legal at a federal level, but
yes,
okay,
that's
but Roe
exactly
versus Wade, that's not what Roe versus Wade is.
That's what it is then. Yes, abortion would be legal at a federal level. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What you worried about abortion for? Ain't nobody trying to get you pregnant.
So aside from abortion, which it's not clear to me if that has really anything to do with a comparative analysis of rights between men and women, can you give me anything else that would tangibly change if the ERA was passed for women?
No.
Of course you can't. Of course you can't. Because you don't got nothing. You sat here and wasted time trying to argue nothing.
Okay. So then, is that a checkmate?
Checkmate! Checkmate!
All right, Navy Darkstar, thank you for the gift of 10 subs. Yeah, I'm still a little confused, I guess.
Checkmate. Look, we ain't going no further. They just checkmated her dumb self. Look, I can't take no more. Y'all leave y'all thoughts, comments, and opinions down below, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. This woman just sat here and talked about nothing this whole time. Crazy.